And yes, that's right. Engines should be cheaper. Look, I know I stress you out sometimes. I don't mean to stress you out, but I've got to stress you out. This is my calling, okay? So I've just got to follow what I'm here to do, and that's to help you avoid the issue or solve the problem if you end up with worst case scenario. So let's just talk quickly about engines and how they should be cheaper and how they're going to be cheaper and what price to pay and not to pay too much. So I'm going to give you a little bit of background. Now, there's a few, when you're talking the brand new long motor from Toyota, brand new, when we say a new engine, when I say new, I mean new. That's brand new, manufactured somewhere, hasn't been used. That's what new is. I'm not even going to say brand new because the brand isn't new, it's just new. It's new. If that is a new pen, then it's a new pen. If it's been used, it's not. If it's been rebuilt, say a whole heap stopped working and we pulled them apart and we made one good one, that is not new. That is refurbished, rebuilt, remanufactured, whatever you want to call it. When I say new, I mean new. Only buy a new engine, in my opinion. Okay, but don't buy a new engine. Go to Toyota. We talked about that. But what I'm talking about is for the people that at this point, you go, oh, I can't be bothered with all that. I've got plenty of dough. I just want a new motor. Well, do yourself a favour. Get yourself a new motor, right? So there's a few mobs that do the rebuilds and replacements, and I don't really want to go into bagging them out on some of the things they've said and done over the years, where I just go, if anybody understood that, they would just not go or listen to these people. It's just ridiculous, some of the things they come up with. Just at one quickly. Oh, we just replace the oil pickup every 50,000 kilometres. It's only $100. Now, everybody that understands the blow-by problem is laughing at that. That's ridiculous. And if you saw it, right, if you saw the bloke, you know, on his channel, yep, you'll know exactly what I mean. If anyone doesn't find that funny, they don't understand the problem. Get into the Injector Information playlist on our YouTube channel. So there's so many things I wanted to cover here actually, but I'm going to try and keep this one short, 5 to 10 minutes, 5 minutes hopefully. So engines, they're about 10 grand. So brand new long motor from Toyota, 10 grand. Now you got the short motor. You know, there's retail and there's cheaper prices and they vary and they go up and down and, you know, who knows what's going on. So long motor, that means it's on a timber, you know, it's on a pallet, it's in a box. You can call it a crate, whatever you want. It's sitting on a box, it's strapped on there. It's got the sump on. The sump plugs in. It's got the valve cover on. The injectors are in. The pipes are hanging off the side in a bag because you need a common rail there to connect them to. So that's the part you have to do. You're going to need glow plugs and gaskets. We've gone through that. So there's a few other bits and pieces you need. It hasn't got a timing belt. It might have a backing plate of the timing belt. It might not. It'll have a cam gear on this. I don't know why they supply the cam gear, but they don't supply the backing plate anymore. So it's all a bit weird, some of the things they do and don't supply. It's, you know, like I don't need another cam gear. What do I need that for? If I need that, you might as well have left the backing plate on. But maybe to save money when they run the engines, they just don't put the backing plate on. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. But then why do they take the timing belt off? Why do they take the glow? They probably don't put glow plugs in because you don't need them. They probably plug it up with something else. Anyway, it doesn't matter. What matters is engines are about 10 grand. Now, there's lots of different prices on engines and people seem to get them sometimes cheaper than what I can even get them. I'm just going to go straight to the bottom, okay? I have people send me pictures, okay? I can provide the photos, they'll be somewhere, but I have had people send me pictures of an engine, brand new long motor, including GST, $6,900, okay? So that's the cheapest. That was a Hilux engine, that was on the East Coast. Could be dearer on the West Coast. I'm not sure how the Toyota dealer prices work over that side. You can expect to pay generally 7, 8, 9, 10 grand for an engine. It all depends how much you want to bargain, shop around, go to different dealers. So shop it around. Now, engines should be cheaper. Why should engines be cheaper? Because at the end of the day, Toyota are making extra profits out of engines. Well, we'd assume, that's an assumption, and we know assumption is the mother of all you-know-whats, right? So I'm assuming, pretty educated assumption, that it wouldn't cost Toyota 10 grand to make an engine and to get it out to us, right? They've got all this, the engineering's done, they've got the parts there, they've got the engines there. It could only be a couple of grand, surely, right? Now, I could be wrong. When you consider how much they sell you a whole vehicle, I understand it's dearer to build a car in parts than it is to buy the whole car, but the engine is one large major component. So instead of making, this is an ask for Toyota, instead of making extra money out of engines, how about you realise the fact that the only reason you're selling engines is because I'm telling people buy a brand new one, not a reconditioned or rebuilt one. That's the first part of it. So my request is, can we please make them cheaper? Show some compassion for the people that have got cracked pistons, because it shouldn't have happened. Abnormal failure, not their fault most of the time. Or the people that have got blow-by, you know, we've discussed it before, injector seats leaking here because it didn't get serviced as per schedule. And we know even Toyota dealers most of the time weren't and still don't do that service. And now, again, I'm not saying that you need to do every 40,000 as they do, but the whole reason these leak is generally around the 200,000 K mark. It can be 150, 170, 180, 200, 213 like the other day. We had 213 and quite often by 230, right? So if you're going past 230, leaking seats, compression blowing up here, takes out the O-ring, the oil from this area leaks down here, gets all carbonized up, gets pushed up with compression, back into the oil system, blocks the oil pickup. We understand the problem clearly, we have for years, but the manufacturer never told anybody this is what can happen. Please do this maintenance so that you avoid this. No, they didn't. It's irresponsible of them, okay? It is irresponsible. That's how far I'm going to go. It's irresponsible of Toyota to not make everybody aware of the possibilities of what could happen if Anthony's routine maintenance isn't followed, or Toyota's, whichever one, right? Because Toyota's one isn't getting followed. Every 40,000, risk of contamination. Every 40,000, no, it's not worth it. Anyway, the maintenance needs to be followed. So it's kind of, yep, we're going to blame Toyota. It's their fault. It's their design. It's their manufacturer. It's their fuel system. It's their lack of informing people of the correct maintenance. Or if some people don't want to believe it's anything to do with maintenance, just, they're crap pistons and it's just going to happen and it's whatever, okay? Well, whatever, right? We're not here in this video to argue about that. It's their injectors, it's their pistons, it's their maintenance program. And, you know, if it hasn't been followed, including at the Toyota dealer, how could anyone expect other workshops to be able to follow the correct procedure, right? Because after all, Toyota dealerships are the best, aren't they? Right, well, so the point is, you've got the problem of that. You've got the problem that you've got these problems that come up because people don't know about the prevention because you didn't tell them. So now they need an engine. So instead of charging them 10, 11, 11 and a half grand, plus extras, plus labour, plus blah, 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 they're making so much money. How about we do a goodwill gesture and just go, you know what? If somebody's got to buy an engine, they're 5 grand. Because I think 5 grand's more than enough. You're still making money out of it. You could even go lower. Like, you know, we've talked about people going into dealerships. Nobody's to say they're not going to look after you and you provide all the right documents and they're going to say, yes, sir, 3 bags full, sir. We can do that for you, sir. Let me send for approval to TMCA. You know, let's get the approval and we should be right. Let's see what happens, you know. That could happen. It's a possibility that could happen, okay? So anyway, the point is engines need to be cheaper. Don't pay too much. Don't pay 11 and a half. Don't pay 11, don't pay 10, don't pay 9. I'd hope that you can get an engine for under 9 grand. Any of the Hilux Prado engines, they may vary in price. I'm not always up to date with what the latest prices is, and they've got different injectors and different sumps and rocker covers and different things. I don't know which ones have gone up, which ones have gone down. I'm just giving you the facts, and that is the cheapest I've seen is 6.9 including GST, and I know people pay well over $10,000, so it's anywhere in there. I would like for people to not to pay too much, but I would like for things to be free anyway, which I've made the other video. So if you saw this one and you haven't seen the other ones, check those out as well. It's all in our free engines playlist. Just information to think about, and there's going to be more videos like this. Thanks for watching. And if you think you were smart and you got the phone number over here, that's for ordering parts, and that's for booking into the Prado Hospital. It's a text message service only. As you can see, Mondays from 7:30 a.m. ASAP, because then we're busy. So don't keep texting, you know, late. We only work school hours. Keep that in mind. Only work school hours. Friday's our day off. We've got other, you know, aspects of the business, lots of aspects of this little big business, okay? There's lots of things we do, and we need to get it done. So we request you to contact us on Mondays, preferably in the AM, and I understand people on the West Coast, that's why we'll say from 7:30 a.m. Melbourne time through to about midday on Monday. If we prefer you to avoid the afternoon, so then we can get some work done, whether it's packing parts, working on cars, booking people in, whatever the case may be. There's plenty of other things to do. If you miss Monday, Tuesday morning, let's sort of say from 8 a.m. and let's get it all done by about 9:30, 10 a.m. So if you're in WA and you miss Monday, that's cool. Tuesday, but you're going to have to get up a bit earlier because we want to wrap it up early as possible. And the earlier in the week, the better. The later you go in the week, the more you're going to attract that surcharge for not ordering parts on your parts day or booking into the Prado Hospital. If you want to get a booking at the Prado Hospital, I'll remind you again, every Monday and Thursday morning around 9 a.m, just shoot me a text. You know, if you're local enough or you're a client or you want to become a client, just, it's up to you. We've got a lot of people, people are fighting to get in here. It's up to you. It's whoever's the most regular people. When I see those same names, when I see the photo of that beautiful vehicle that I actually want to get in here, and I go, yep, that's the kind of work we do. This guy needs some help with this. We'll get you in if we can, or we'll recommend one of our workshop partners or another workshop or another solution generally. We don't use Messenger as it says on the top there. Most of the other information is there. If you've got questions, get into these groups. That's where you post your questions. I might be able to help, and there's plenty of other people that might be able to help. And the VIP groups, we explain those in other videos. If you're new to the videos, please keep watching the videos because that's where you're going to get your information. Unfortunately, I can't personally answer all the messages, all the comments, everything from tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people really, if cumulative, if you add it all together. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm out of here. Subscribe, turn the bell on. See ya. Have a great one. See ya. Bye. Ciao. Bye. See ya.